Hi, this is Gunna226. Today we're going to be looking at the Spyderco Persistance. Here it is. Okay, first off, why did I buy this knife in particular? I bought this knife because, first of all, I really like the Spyderco brand. They have some really good designs. Really like the way they look. I really like some of the features that I'll get into in a little bit. There's also actually a couple features that I don't particularly care for, and I'll address that as well. So that's pretty much, I'm going to incorporate this in my EDC. It's a little bit dirty because I had been carrying it around here for a while. It's probably been a few weeks. I've been carrying it around. It carries rather well, and I'll get into that a little bit later. First off, let's take a look at the blade steel. Blade steel is 8CR13 MOV. Probably not the best blade steel out there, but it's not bad either. You can see it here on the blade. Sorry about that. It's the standard basic Spyderco leaf-shaped blade. It works rather well in my experience. It is a full flat ground, and I do like the full flat ground blades. It's really my preferred blade type these days. It's really good at slicing and cutting. A lot of the tasks that I do, it works rather well. And I really like the sweep. Here you can see the sweep of the blade. It has some really nice belly in it. So it works rather well for that. The tip, I'm not really, it's not really a super fine tip, but it can work in a lot of cases. If you watch my other video where I compare this to my full flat ground Delica 4, you can see when you compare the spines, this is a rather chunky spine to the full flat ground Delica 4. But it should give you a lot of strength out of that in that area. So in that area, it's very good. Okay, let's take a look at the bushings in here. You can see there's some the bushings. If it's going to focus very well, you can see the bushings are buried way in there. They're probably down there. They're phosphor bronze, I believe. So the lock-up speed isn't too horrible. It's pretty good. It could be better, but in my experience, I haven't really taken this pivot out, lubricated it, or Loctited it yet. So I'm still working on that. I might do that eventually, but I haven't really found the need to yet. But as far as deployment, it deploys rather well. Lockup, it locks up very well. There's no up and down. There's no side to side, which is maybe why I've been a little bit hesitant to go and start playing with the pivot screw. Once you start playing with these guys, it's pretty much a crapshoot. It's very delicate. Just small adjustments can make a big difference on how the knife locks up and how it performs. So I mean, it locks up very well. I'm very pleased with it in that aspect. Speed could be slightly improved if I play with that pivot, but I just haven't gone there yet, and I probably will at some point. It does deploy rather quickly. You just need to use a little bit of wrist action in it. So, not terrible, as opposed to maybe like the SOG one, the SOG Flash one. It's a spring assist, so different class, but I kind of like that a lot. So, anyway, into the locking mechanism here. It is a liner lock. It looks like it's fairly well into the blade. I don't have any fears of that dislodging at any point while I'm using the knife. Shouldn't be a real problem. Let's take a look at the pattern back here. And you can see it's not showing a lot of wear on the back of the blade where the liner lock sits yet. I've only been using this for a few weeks, so I don't anticipate it wearing a whole lot. You can see it does have that slant in it, so it will be wearing into the blade eventually, and hopefully it'll last a very long time. Just take a look at the weight. Bring the scale out. Scale is saying 3.622 ounces. That's not terrible. It's pretty good for an EDC blade. Maybe a little bit on the heavy side compared to some others. For example, Sog Flash 1 is 1.2 ounces or so. And I'll be getting to a review this maybe a little bit later. I did have a little incident with the pocket clip, and waiting for Sog to send me a new one, so we'll see what happens there. Anyway, we're moving on here. The handle material is G10. It's very nice handle material. It has pretty good traction. I would say it's a medium traction variety. I wouldn't say it's high traction. It's not bad. I've seen worse, but I've seen better as well. So it's not terrible. But I do like the fact that it does have steel liners. Now, with the steel liners, they have done some lightweighting with the steel liners. You can see in here, sorry, there's a little bit brighter. You can see in here that they have done a lot of lightweighting in there into the steel liners that are in there. So that probably contributes to the weight being what it is. So that's a good thing. You can see it's a flow-through design with the pillar construction. Yeah, you can take this knife totally apart. Not a problem. Any more than it normally would be. Sometimes it can be kind of tricky if you start taking knives apart, putting them back together the right way, especially when you're starting to play with the pivot area. It's a little bit difficult sometimes. It can be tricky. But here's the spider hole here. It's very nice. It's got a nice deployment. You can see where they even cut out in the in the handle material. They have that little ramp that leads up to it, so your thumb just kind of slides right into it, and it kind of locks in. You can get a good lock on there. You can do it from either side. So that's kind of nice. Here you can see we have the thumb ramp is pretty nice. You got some jimping on the thumb ramp as well. It's pretty aggressive. It does its job. So, trying to get this camera to focus, but it doesn't seem to work. Not working very well right now. There we go. Anyway, the jimping is very nice. Like I said before, the thumb ramp incline is not as steep on this guy, the Persistance, as it is the Delica 4 full flat ground. This is a little bit older design, I believe. So they probably made improvements over the years, and I'm guessing. I mean, it's still a nice lockup. It still gives you a lot of control over this blade. It's very nice. I am very impressed with it. You still have some jimping as well here on the liner for either traction. So let's move on to the clip design, which is where I do have one of the problems with this knife. Here's the clip design. It's not terrible. It works very well. Carries in the pocket. It does stick out of my pocket a little bit on some of my pants. On some of the other, depends on the pants that I'm wearing that day. Some of the ones that are like slash cut, where the pocket is like even with the seam on the side of your pants, I have a problem with that. However, if they're cut more in the front, if the pocket's like sitting in the front of the pant, that works a lot better for me, because this part actually sticks out of the pocket significantly. Well, maybe not significantly, but it sticks out a lot further than, say, this Buck Vantage does. You can see here, this is a really nice pocket clip. It carries much deeper in the pocket, and it's very similar to my Jeep pocket clip that I carry frequently. So I do really like the deep carries, as opposed to this one where it would stick out of your pocket more. But it still works pretty well in most cases, and I haven't had a problem with it falling out. So over the 3 weeks that I've used it, I've had no issues whatsoever. It's performed very well. I anticipate this performing very well in the future as well. Even I've took this out of the box and I've used it for about 3 weeks, and it's still extremely sharp. So we'll just do a little bit of a test here. See how sharp this is still. Wow, that's still pretty good. And I haven't been gentle with this knife either, so so yeah, this thing is still razor sharp, and I'm very impressed with it, its performance over the past few weeks I've used it. The steel is probably not the best steel out there, but it's not bad either. I think it retains its edge pretty well, obviously, and haven't had a chance to sharpen it yet. It doesn't look like I really need to right now. But overall, pretty good. Now we come down to what kind of value this is. It's not a bad value. I picked this up for $33 online. Pretty good, not bad. When compared to some of the others, maybe not as good. I would say it's a pretty good value. High value? Yeah, probably. I guess it is a high value. I mean, it's a Spyderco. You can't really beat the Spyderco name. The construction quality of this guy is just premium. It's very high. You can't beat it. One of the things that I may have a little problem with is you can see it's made in China, which probably keeps the cost down. And it is the offshore steel, 8CR13 MOV. But overall, it's a high quality blade. I haven't had any problems with it, no rusting or anything. I haven't had it for that long, so I'm not really in a really high moisture environment either. So overall, it's a high value. I think I'll go there. Yeah, I think it's a high value. So overall, high quality knife. I recommend it if you're looking for a nice EDC blade. The blade length. Let's take a look at that quickly. Now this is rather important to me these days. Need to have a blade length. Here, let's look at the overall length quick. It's about 7 inches. The handle, about 4 inches. And the blade length, I already know what it is. However, it's just under 3 inches. And I guess I'll annotate the exact length because I don't remember what it is, but I remember it's just under 3 inches. And that's very important in my current locale, where I'm located. I need to have a blade length under 3 inches to carry it legally. So that's all I have. If you like my videos, please subscribe, and thanks for watching.